It's rare that we review heavy Euro games, but when we do...
It's really good.
Or is it?
This is the review for the board game Ark Nova, the good and bad about it.
By the end of this video, you'll know if this actually is good.
We have 6 burning questions that we will answer, but before we do that, Giannis, what is this game all about?
I don't know.
How?
I think it's about building.
Did you play?
No, I did, but is it about animals? Is it about managing your money, getting cards and managing your hand?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
And it's all of these things. In this game, your goal is to get the most points, but you get 2 kinds of points. You get conservation points for helping the nature and, conserving it.
Helping it, saving it.
And the other type of points are how popular your zoo is, your appeal points. Just how many people come to your zoo. That also gives you income. Kind of makes sense, right?
The more people come to your zoo, the more they pay for the tickets and the more things you can build and do.
You're trying to help the nature in general, plus you're running your zoo.
Very good and thematic theme.
Yes. Is it?
I think it is.
I think it is.
We're gonna review it.
We're gonna talk about that later. Hold tight. Like a monkey. Do monkeys hold tight?
I guess it depends on which monkey. Some monkeys might.
So each of these points just come towards each other. So the green ones, which are conservation points, start out here. And then the appeal points start down there. And when they meet, the game is gonna end. Final points are gonna be the difference between them.
From all of these rules, most important thing is your actions. Each player has 5 action cards, each completely different, and these are the things that you do in your turn. Just know these 5 and you're basically good to go in this game. All of these action cards are in a row right here. You'll see it in the B-roll, so don't worry.
Hold tight for the B-roll.
The farther they are in this line, the stronger they are. And what you do is take that card, use its ability, as strong as it is, and move it to the first place. All these actions that you do have the same system. You use its power, whatever is written on there, then move it backwards, so every other card gets stronger and it gets weaker.
These actions let you build, houses where your animals will live. They will actually get you the animals. They will let you play those animals into those houses. They will give you bonuses throughout the game, and they will let you score points.
So the uniqueness for this game comes from the actions are so simple, yet so many decisions need to be made when you pick the right card. There's this association board which gives you bonuses which are awesome. There's a lot of it. A lot of cute animals.
Whoa. Keep something for the review.
So the first question is...
Who would you get this for?
Yeah, I'm getting this for this guy. So I have a scale here, Eurogame scale, right?
Okay.
So the first one is Catan. It's one of the first Euro games usually people play.
There.
Then it's a lot of question marks, like super heavy Euro games, which would be
Bitoku?
Bitoku could be here. And I'm actually saying it like a middle,
really?
The middle part.
Huh.
It's a pretty heavy game. And it shouldn't be your first Euro game, I think. But you can get into it easier than, I would say, even maybe Terraforming Mars.
Playing this game is like this. So you're standing in front of the fence, and the fence are the rules. And once you get over the fence, you're like, this is not that hard. Well, mine is Terraforming Zoo Enthusiast. Because that's what you're doing here. It's been compared a lot to Terraforming Mars, and I see why. There's a ton of cards that interact with one another, with different cards, which ones to play, plus you have a board. So it is similar to Terraforming Mars, but I think different enough to be its own game.
For sure.
What are the best things about this game? My third best thing for this game is variety.
Alright.
I mean, I don't know how many games you have to play to see all of the cards.
Absolutely. There's this pile of cards. There's so many. I haven't seen all of them and I have played a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. That's one. Then how they're gonna come up, what you're gonna concentrate on. These green extra scoring cards, those are gonna come up in different ways. So they're kind of pushes in one way or another. How you're gonna build your zoo is just, no 2 games are gonna feel the same. Ton of variety here.
I will actually add to that my second point. And my second point is choices. And your choices matter. From these 5 cards, right? Each of them have the second level. Maximum at one game, you can improve 4. So which one will be left out for this game? And whenever you turn around one card, it gives you new options. So always if you choose this, you're not gonna do that thing.
Yeah,
and it very naturally builds a completely new and different game each time. My number 3 is the chain effect. I'm gonna put my number 3 here. Yeah, you move it down. The first thing goes here.
I knew that.
When you get a specific token or play a specific card, it unlocks something. And then that thing unlocks something else. And then that unlocks something else. Just makes you feel good. And it's very rewarding, and I really enjoy these chain effects.
My number 2 is visuals. I like the visuals of this game. I know it's basically photos, but somehow it makes me feel it's more real. It matters. I want to save these animals. Not just the cards, everything else is just really light-hearted. The colors are popping. It's a very welcoming game.
Thing is actions. You're gonna have the same? Action selection. That is the life of this game. Taking the 4th card, moving all of this here. It's easy.
It is very easy.
It's so easy to teach, it's so easy just to do. So from these 5 cards, you control all the boards, all the extra association board, everything, and it's done perfectly.
There are a lot of choices, but this line of cards, they also kind of pushes you into a direction. You have this card at 5 now. I guess you need to use it. It's as strong as it's gonna get, right? And then the other cards are gonna be moved and made stronger. And then you have like a limit of cards that you can have in your hand. There's a lot of choices, but the game keeps you on track. It keeps things going. Not a lot of downtime.
I wanted to mention the same thing about the downtime. You just finished your turn, start thinking about the next one, and it's already your turn.
Yeah.
It's so quick. Playing it with 2 people feels the same way it goes with 4 people. Playing with 4 people, there's not a lot more downtime, to be honest.
Should we add this as a negative? Not enough downtime?
That would be a first. Yeah. If you like the way we review our games, then just subscribe.
We really appreciate it. Thanks. What are the worst things about this game?
Now we have to talk about the bad things. So I'm gonna present a situation and you're gonna rate it from 1 to 5, where 1 is something simple.
You went to the zoo, but you forgot to buy the ticket in advance, and there's a line, and now you have to stand like for 5-10 minutes. Nothing major, but still
Just
quite
an
annoying.
inconvenience,
Yeah.
for sure. And number 5 is that you just got tigers to put into your zoo. It's all great, but then you forgot to put the fences on.
And let me guess, they're very hungry.
They are very hungry. The first one is the synergy between cards isn't that great. When you play an animal, it gives you points, and that's about it.
That is true. I can see why that might be an issue, but I'm gonna give it a 1, because I feel that it lets you play the game more easily. You don't have to recheck every card. It's like, wait, did I forget something that would do something when I play something? You play it, you get your tickets, you get one-time ability pretty much so, and you see your icons that you have there. And that's it, then you forget about it. Just, let the people come and see the monkey.
Plus also you have these sponsor cards, which kind of helps you with this system, so it's not that bad. But for example, people who enjoy Terraforming Mars, that could be a problem, because in Terraforming Mars you feel more this synergy between cards.
The big one for me is the length of the game, which we haven't talked about. Stop shaking your head. So it's a short game, you're saying? It is not a short game.
Doesn't matter.
It matters. So I'd say this is a 3-hour game.
Approximately,
Okay,
yes.
Okay. 2 to 3 hour game, which is not a short game. And I feel that for me, it's going to be the biggest issue to get this onto a table and play it, just because I know it's going to be 3 hours.
You just feel the system and the vastness of it because it is longer. If it would be shorter, you always would be left with the feeling that I couldn't finish it, I couldn't get there. For me, it's not a problem. Another thing that we talked about is there's almost no downtime, and that feels the game's quick and you don't notice those 3 hours, and that's the most important thing for me. I'm gonna rate it as a 2, well, 1 for me. Yeah, just theoretically, if you would be a guy who likes like quicker games, you have 3 kids at home,
just purely theoretically.
Yes. Yes, and then also YouTube channel to do and other stuff, then maybe the time would be too much.
That is the particular person I was thinking of that might have a problem with this. Yeah.
There's a lot of cards, which is awesome, right? A lot of variety and all that. But that also means that getting the cards that you need is almost impossible, and sometimes it's just based on luck.
This would have been my next one, because you build your reptile house. Now let's get those where there are no reptiles. You keep drawing cards, no reptiles. Meanwhile, the other guy in front of you is just keeping playing reptile one after the other. Like, random can mess with you just because there's so many cards. So I feel that this, for a heavy, seasoned Eurogamer, might be the biggest issue. And I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't care for that. Sure, I got unlucky. There are better zoos and worse zoos, and now you know why they are. They just didn't get the correct cards. I can see this as being one of the biggest issues with the game, to be honest.
This game for sure awards the people who adapt.
How long is the honeymoon?
I'm gonna say to this game the same thing I told my wife.
Wow.
I'm ready for a long-time relationship.
Just like a zoo, you will visit from time to time. My biggest problem is that it just takes so long to play. I can't, play it as often as I'd like. yes, it can't be shorter because just to have all of these cool things happening, just can't be shorter. But I want it shorter. I want this little zoo, somewhere near, a small zoo, which I can visit like every week.
Yeah, but I'm here for the long haul. I love this game, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because the first time I played, I really enjoyed it. The next time I played it, I liked it even more. And the next time I played it, and at this point, I love this game. It's so interesting, it's so replayable, something you can get back and back to it, and find new things, and find interesting things, and...
Is this still the things you also say to your wife? Just checking.
Yeah, I love her very much.
Okay, cool. And now, the final rating. No surprise what Giannis is gonna pick, but what will Giannis pick?
2, 1. It's top 10 of all time. I mean,
Wow.
This was clear.
We don't have this on our scale.
If you have watched our top 10 board games of all time, I named this, spoilers, number 10th place. It might go higher with time. It is absolutely a must-have. I love this game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that you love this game. Yeah. But for me, it's fantastic. But where is the Ark Nova, the Harry's expedition? Wink, wink. I really would love for this to have a card game version. It's just, I'm messing with you guys. It's a fantastic game, but it's just, I'm not gonna play it as often. So it's not a must-have for me. But every time I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna have a fantastic time.
Every action I do just feels fun, it's satisfying, and that's all I need from my board games. Really, really good, a must-have for me.
Definitely, yeah. One of the best Euros that I've ever played.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
So the crocodiles are predators, right? They eat meat.
Yeah, alright.
Do you know what are the favorite seasoning of crocodiles?
Salt?
Crocodiles.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of obvious there. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.